Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm just doing this brief video on guns to use early game. So this is good for somebody that is new to the game, might buy it over Christmas or something like that. Um, and also we are facing a wipe. You can see right now that the version is 12.12.32. Um, the developer BSG has said that they're going to release an update to release 7.13. And anytime they go to a major release and um, they add something significant. So in this case, that's going to be the first part of the streets map. When they do something major like that, they reset everyone's account and get you to start again so that you can test it for them, because this game is still, after what, 4 years, still in beta. So anyways, you'll basically come in. There's nothing really you have to do. You'll try to log in. You'll see the big update, which is release 13 or something. Install it, and then you'll have to go through the process of setting up your account again with your name and your affiliation, either USEC or Bear. So the question then becomes, what weapons do I favor? Because this is what I usually tell people. It's what I use, not so much maybe other people like other guns, but this is what I use early on in the game. Below level 15. Once you get to 15, you have access to the flea market, and you can find guns that people have started selling that are more advanced than you in the game. So here are my early level game guns. So starting off with the SKS, there's two versions of it. The brown wood is Prepor. Um, the tan is, I think you need Jaeger open level 1 to get it. The advantage of this one, the OPSKS, is that you can see that it has a rail to put a sight on. This does not. Um, why these guns? Well, early on in the game, this is the 7.6239 round PS. Early on, it is the best bullet, more or less, in the game. Um, Big heavy bullet, does lots of damage. You can get away with using this round quite late into the game if you get enough of them. You can see all the statistics here. One of the nice things about it is a low chance of a misfire. Failure to feed, again, very low, which is again nice. Different weapons, different bullets will have different statistics here. And then these are durability burns. So if you're not aware, your guns will, over time, start losing durability and need to be repaired. You can see that here. Right now the durability is 100. This will start going down and you'll see a red line. The lower you go, once you get under 90 out of 100, chance of jamming becomes mid firefight. It comes quite high. And then there is also a chance of it overheating. So all the bullets will have this statistics, something like that. But anyways, early on, this is a very good round to use. So I favor this gun for anything, any map. You just have to get used to firing this. A lot of bullets, very short time frame. I mean, you control the rate of fire on a single shot semi-auto gun. There's no rate of fire listed here for the weapon. Well, there is 40 RPM, so that's the best you can probably click the key. But these are well worth using. I use them quite consistently early game. You can get early game an AKM only as a trade item for 3 small tins of beef stew. There you'll see them called Tashunkas. But the advantage of it is that it also will use the PS round, and it is a fully automatic. You can either go single file or fully automatic. It's got a 600 round or RPM, pretty good. And these items here, the recoil, that's what hurts this kind of gun early on, is the recoil is pretty bad, which means the tip, you pull the trigger and it jerks upward, throwing your aim off your target. You can hold the gun down to compensate for that, but once you can start modding the gun, then you can reduce these two elements here. But I usually take this gun and run it single fire, like it was one of these. The advantage is got a 30 round mag. The disadvantage of these two guns is they only got 10 before until you can start purchasing bigger mags for it. But quite an effective gun. My third choice is 45 ACP, and it's a trade only, so you can't buy it, but you can find the items to trade for it pretty quickly. SMG, not a huge rate of fire, but the same as this. The big thing you see with a SMG is they start off natively with a fairly low recoil. So it is a good weapon to use. Again, not a huge rate of fire, but this is why you use it. This full metal jacket 45 ACP round is very effective early game with taking down players. You actually get a bonus for your heat. So misfire chance low, failure to feed very low. So it's not likely to jam, and it will go through low level armor very effectively. So I really and you can mod the gun. You can put a sight on it, and you can put a grip on it to improve the recoil elements even further. So early in the game, keep all your you can't always buy them yet early game, the foregrip, stuff like that. But even without it, this is a very effective gun. So this would be, you know, these are probably choice number one. This is probably choice number two. And I'll show you choice number three shortly. Um, you can use pistols early in the game. There is a task, or was a task. I don't know if it'll still be in the release 13 where you need pistol kills. This is a gun that I use for that. These rounds are early on. That's about all you can buy. There is a PST round that's better than this, but pistol wise, I basically like this pistol big time. So when I'm sniping, I often carry a pistol too for close in, because you can't actually snipe or bolt action. It's tough to fight somebody close in, so I will carry a pistol. Another SMG available early on in the game. Trade, but it's for these knives that are very simple to find in the game. But this is a 9mm, again, 800 rounds per minute, and the 30 round mags I think are available fairly soon. The one issue with the AKM is the 30 round mags for it are not available, but you can get a lot of them during the game. What you'll find is there's 10 round mags. I don't like using this. If I only have a 10 round, I'll leave it until I can get a 30. There's trade for 30 round mags early on, so that's the one negative about that. These mags, 30 round mags for the MP5, are available. It's got a high rate of fire. These bullets are not particularly great for going through armor, except for early on. So it is a quite effective gun. You'll see a lot of people using this, and I like to use this as well. Next one is the M4. Again, high rate of fire, and that's what you need when your bullets are not that great. In order to go through armor, you need to get a lot of bullets very quickly onto a target. So anything with a high rate of fire, these two. Any armor in the game can be penetrated by bullets. You just have to get enough onto the armor to destroy it or get through it. So that's why you'll see people with guns with high rate of fire and big mags able to handle other players, because they just throw so many bullets at the person that if the bullets can't penetrate the armor, they can bludgeon it to make it take its durability down to 0. I mean, that's what you get with this armor. It's got possible 85 hit points, currently sitting at 85 hit points. Every time you hit it with a bullet, it will reduce this hit count, and it'll eventually get down to 0, which means it's like a piece of paper. It doesn't do anything. So that's what you can do with a high rate of fire weapon, these two. Unfortunately, the M4 has a fairly bad recoil unless they change it. Again, all this stuff could change in release 7, but it's again, you have to be careful when shooting it. Either go single. Basically, what I'll do is I'll run around with it in single fire. Same for this. Shoot at a distance on single fire all the time. But if I get into a tight situation where I know there's somebody just down the hallway, then I'll flip to full auto, because if you get close enough, the vertical climb of the gun, you start shooting him in the belly and it goes up to his head. You can manage the recoil close in. Not good for shooting at a distance. Rarely do I ever shoot full auto, ever, even late in the game, full auto from a distance. I will always go single fire and pull the trigger as fast as possible. You can buy the M855 and the M856. I think the 56 is just a little bit better. Not great ammunition early on, but early on, a lot of people don't have very good armor, so you can be quite effective with this armor. And then my final choice for what I use early round is this, the MP153 shotgun. Trade item early on. You can find them on scavs and keep them and then repair them. But shotguns are very effective early on in the game. Buckshot can do a lot of damage, especially if you do the leg meta thing and you shoot them in the legs. But early on, I use shotguns with the express ammo. This I find is the sort of the best express ammo, or the best ammo early on. The thing with shotguns are, what you get is you get damage for every pellet. So this shotgun shell has 9 pellets, and each of the 9 pellets will do 20 damage or something, for example. So if you hit somebody, if you're close enough, you hit them full in the chest with all 9 pellets, then it's like 9 times 20. It's actually 180 damage, which can be far more effective than any single round. That's why I like to use shotguns. But that's what it is. That's what I have that I use early on. Everything else, potentially, unless it's a higher level gun, if it's guns that you can't buy at level 1, sure, I keep them. MDRs, FALs, stuff like that, I'll keep them. But of the weapons that I choose to use early on, these are my favorites. And in order, 1, 2 being the UMP, 3 being the shotgun, 4 maybe the MP5, 5 this, and then 6. Now again, the AKM is very effective early on. If I can find the 30 round mags for it, maybe I would use it before I would use the M4 or the MP5. But that's my choice for early rounds. Hope this might have been some value to you. I will also say that this is release 12 right now. Release 13 is coming. There could be a lot of different changes in what you can see. If you need to, if you're playing the game now and you want to see what's going to be available early on, just go back to level 1 on your traders and show. You can see the AKS 74U is available, level 1. The bullets for it aren't very good. That's the problem. PS is not particularly good. I usually would hold off buying these, the 54539, until I open up. I think it's a level 2 where you can start buying PP. PP is pretty effective ammo, and then you can trade for these other more advanced ammos. But at level 1, I really, if I have nothing else, I'll use them, but that's about it. These pistols, Kedder, you can get those lots of places in the game. Don't like using them. PP19, not that effective. PP8SH has a huge rate of fire on it, 1,000 rounds per minute. And you can buy the mags for it. So I could almost throw that in, except for the ammunition that this gun shoots has a really poor penetration damage. It really doesn't do much good. I think you have to go with these, and they're not great. So that's why I don't list it. Skier level 1, not much there. I mean, you can run these guys, we use the 7.62 and the 3.66. They're single fire. The mags, same problem with the mags, is the best you can buy are these 10 rounders. Um, don't care for these. Saga, garbage. ADAR, actually, it's not too bad. If you don't have any US dollars or don't have enough, you don't want to trade. Single shot M4. Um, I kind of use it a bit for like sniping. I'm not going to use it close in because it's single shot. But yeah, it's not that effective. As soon as this gun is available, the RFB, I will immediately jump to starting using it. And also you want to have the M80 rounds unlocked, and it looks like they pushed them up. Yeah, you can't get them until 3, so I wouldn't use that gun, the RFB, before 15, level 15, and access to the flea market to be able to buy the M80. But the M80 is a very effective round. You just can't buy any guns to use it early on. MPX is here. I'd use the MP5, although you can mod this with a grip. Yeah, it's pretty close to that. Those two. Of course, mechanic level 1 when you have him. That is won't be there. This was unlocked by task, so forget about that one. There's an AK-74N. The trade for 2 of the, you'd already have 2 of them. The only thing you would do is if you got 2 of them in raid that were heavily damaged, then you could trade for a nice new one. But there's nothing else. Again, the PP19, yeah, this would be great, but you can't get decent sized mags until level 15, and you can't get decent ammo for it. There's just this, which is, desperation. So even though late game, this is a highly effective weapon, early on it's not worth spending money trying to get. Ragman is no guns. And level 1 for here is, again, there's your OPSKS, single shot. Those, this is, if I have to use a pump shotgun, I won't use that. I'll use this. It's a little bit better. But you could also use this with the 5 rounds. And these guys, unless I've got a sniping scope, you could use them for sniping. But again, where do you get the ammunition? There's no good ammunition for those guns yet, up until level 15. But there is the trade. That's not a hard trade to get. 2 wrenches and 2 screwdrivers. You can find them all over the place. A couple of scav runs, and you can get enough. But as I said, shotgun's very effective. This guy's got all the shotgun rounds. The standard is this. Like I said, I go for the express buckshot. Yeah, there's some slugs. I don't use slugs that often. I prefer the buckshot. Okay, so that brings to the conclusion this little what I use in the game early on as guns. There they are. And hopefully this will be of some assistance to you, and hopefully they don't change the game too much that all this is worthless. All right, thanks, bye.